Heading across to Horsham District and the Jeparit Rainbow Storm report. The great man has flown in all the way from Ireland to take my phone call. Big Peter Weir joins us. How are you, Weary?
Yeah, very well, thanks, Wayne. It's great to be back in the Mallee, although I did enjoy my holiday over to Ireland.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I was out there at the Speed Mallee Machinery Field Days, and I have it on good authority that you've been training the house down 2 nights this week. You've turned up.
Yeah, I tried to prove to the boys on Tuesday that I'd done a bit overseas, slow man, but pulled up quite sore. But yeah, I just got through last night, let's put it that way, and I'm right to go this weekend though.
Yeah, right to go, but I was told by one of the younger brigade in your club that you were puffing a fair bit on Tuesday, and then I had a couple of the delegates from the club, very important people, some that have played more than 500 games for the club, giving me the big tip on this, that Weary's in such bad shape from coming home from Ireland that he's coming back through the twos.
No, not quite true, slow man. And I did get a few walks in. Lucky there's a few sights to see over there and a few long trails, slow man. So I did get around the country a little bit, apart from in the bars. But the young blokes running rings around me. That's good to see, slow man. But I think I'll be right this weekend, hopefully.
Oh yes, well I've certainly done my homework on you this week, that's for sure. But we're going to take a look at last week because across the league, Narrajua Quantong 13,785, Natty Mark 12,678. Probably regulation for the Bombers. Yeah,
it's a rivalry game, that one, slow man, and they do find ways to make it close battles, those two teams. But yeah, the Bombers got on top in that one.
Well, Andrew Wiedemann came on the radio and he said that his lads are going pretty well there at Rapanyup, and Lockie's doing a pretty good job. He was best on ground as Jake Christie booted 8 and Rupp booted 22. 32. They were 9 goals, 22 at half-time to get over Laharam.
Yeah, big winners there at Rapanyup, and they are showing a bit of form late in the season and definitely going to be a danger team to meet in the finals, slow man. And yeah, pretty amazing scoreline there to kick 32 points. That doesn't happen very often, but yeah, the Laharam boys would have been happy to see that. Otherwise, obviously, it would have been a lot bigger loss.
And the Swifties, 20 goals, 19 over the Taylors Lake, 2 goals, 2. Not probably a lot to say there at North Park.
No, I think Scotty Kerr will be happy. The old boys are playing well, and there's a few new faces in the best players too, Flo Man, so a good mix contributing at Stawell.
I was surprised at this result, mainly the actual difference between the sides. 22-17, 149 to the Keys, and to the Cougars 9-9-63. I was talking to some Cougar folk, and they did tell me that, things have gone since the 30th of June. Things have just sort of maybe dropped off a little bit at the Cougars.
Yeah, they seem to have lost a few players, slow man, but yeah, their season has been up and down. 1 week they'll surprise us one way, and then 1 week they'll be down. So I think, we'll have to watch out for them this weekend that they don't rebound. But it was obviously a dirty day for them at Kalkee.
And I'll tell you what, the Parabalmora boys were challenged by Edno Bapsley. A big sign here that somebody, the Sainters on this occasion, can take it to the Kangaroos. 10-13, 73 to 9-3, 57. A good effort from the Saints.
Yeah, great result for Eden. Hope they've had a couple of great weeks. I know they pushed Jeparit Rainbow quite heavily in their game, and now they've only just gone down to Harrow. So now they've come off 2 losses of being 2 really solid games, Flo Man. And that scoreline's as close as anyone's been to Harrow this year, and Eden Hope will take a lot of confidence out of that if they meet them in the finals.
Absolutely. Around the club, there's been a lot of discussion, of course, out of the Pimpernio versus the Jeparit Rainbow Storm game. We won't go into the depth of that discussion. The league will go into that. But Pimpernio kicked 10-9, 69. Jeparit Rainbow 15-13, 103. And up get the Storm boys in a big, big win.
Yeah, it was a great win away from home, so man. We only met Pimpernio boys about a month ago, so things left off. I'll start off where they left off in that Rainbow game, and Pimp had a lot on the line to try and push for that unlikely finals berth. But yeah, it was great to see our boys have a solid win. And Xavier Oakley in the ruck, Flow man, he usually plays on a half-forward flank, but the coaches have tried something different there and gave us a bit of energy, and he did a great job in the centre of the ground, even though he gave a lot of size away to big Reece McNally.
He did, and Louis Cox, he got on the radio, Louis did. He was out there with the P12 school from Rainbow and had a few comments there that he needed to add to his knowledge on a whole range of issues at the field days. But he did tell me that he was pleased to see his mate William Fisher play his first senior game.
Yeah, that's great for Will. We've followed his development probably since he was 10 or 12 years old on the program, Flowman, and he's always stood out as a junior with a lot of potential, and I think he showed a lot of that on Saturday, and great exposure for him to get in the senior game. And yeah, I'm sorry I missed his debut, but apparently it was a great effort by him, and it was great for the team to win around him.
Absolutely was. Let's just nail down into the reserve grade and the games through to the juniors, and a good effort through the reserve grade put up by Pimpernaya, and your fellas 10-11 to 4-2. Probably not bad from your guys there.
No, story of the year. The boys have been competitive again, Flowman, but just not quite good enough. Scotty Adams in the ruck played a lot of footy with him at Warwick Nabil, and he's more than handy, Flowman. It was great to see him fill in and get best on ground.
Yeah, great effort from him. Over to the game played between the under-17s, and they've got some great juniors, and so it was a mercy rule in the end, 12 goals to nothing. They got 10 goals in the first quarter, so she was a bit one-sided, this one.
Yeah, definitely. I think with Will Fisher out and another prominent player, Jamie Eckerman, coming off a motorbike, I think, it was always going to be a tough ask for our under-17 boys, and Pimp were too good.
Yeah, absolutely. Xander Eckerman, Caleb Tregenza, Bronte Effrey, Joshua Schulze, Marcel Badua, and Seamus Clark got in the better players there. And over to the under-14s, the little fellas, they've tried hard and put in a pretty good season, but it's probably come up not too much. But I thought 6-7 to 4 points, getting on the score sheet was the first thing against the powerful Pimpernaya lads.
Yeah, unfortunately for the boys now, they won't play finals. But yeah, Nathan Cox has done a great job with the under-14s and coaching them through this season, Flowman, so there's still plenty to take out of it.
Yep, met up with Nathan there and had a chat to him about his good work with the kids, and he said he was very impressed with the Gould boys and young Caleb Heinrich, Liam Clark, Dusty Eckerman, Kane Batson. Lenny Weir was in the better players there too. Caught up with young Lenny Weir, and he had a bit to say about his performances, and so as he does, he loves his football, and great to see all of the kids out and about from the different schools up at the field day. So all right, let's go to Ash and Simon. It's not Art and Garfunkel, but it is 200 senior games played with the Jeparit Rainbow Club. It's a wonderful achievement from the two Cluggos.
Yeah, it's great. I can't wait to run out with the boys on Saturday. Ash is, everyone who's played footy with Ash has been better for it, and he makes the game so enjoyable. And even just to watch him too, I'm sure spectators from all over the Wimmera and Mallee have really appreciated Googer in his 200 games for Rainbow. And yeah, Simo's probably one of the best defenders in the competition, if not the best, Flowman. And he also won a best and fairest as a forward too. So he's more than just a lockdown defender, Flowman. And I can't wait for the club to celebrate both these fellas' 200 games on the weekend.
And an Indigenous round two for you guys, wearing a Guernsey that's on an online auction, and then it'll be finished at the club and Rainbow on the Saturday night. A big night for everyone, and all the netballers will be back there too.
Yeah, another huge thing on the weekend is the Indigenous jumpers, and they were created by Tommy Long. He did a terrific job with his family to put these jumper design together, and they'll get auctioned off, Flowman. They're currently online at the moment, but that auction will finish Saturday night. And yeah, to celebrate with the Indigenous boys, they bring so much to the club. We really enjoy having them here, and they fit in so well. And I can't wait to take the field with them and celebrate their culture and, show that through the Jeparit Rainbow community. Yeah,
good stuff. And the girls too look like they'll play finals, because the senior side for Canaveral won't play this weekend. They'll forfeit. So your girls look like they'll get into the finals, which is great after a magnificent performance against Pimpernaya.
Yeah, that was the one, Flowman. That one they needed to win against Pimp. They did. This week they've got the luxury of the forfeit, and then next week against Taylor's Lake will still be a must-win game, but very doable for the girls to reach the finals.
Yeah, excellent stuff from the girls there, and good stuff with those auctions of those jumpers. Weir is probably going to have to buy a few for some of his teammates who have been maybe just putting in extra effort while the big fella was away over in the Emerald Island. Now let's have a look at these games. Pimpernaya play the Swifts. Match of the round status for this. I guess Pimpernaya's season's gone now in terms of the situation, but Swifties are probably too good anyway.
Yeah, smaller sort of chances for Pimp to still make finals, but I reckon Swifties have just got too many tricky matchups for the Pimp boys, and that'll see the difference in the game.
Harrow Balmoral were challenged last week. They won't be this week. They're at home against Laharam down at Balmoral, and it's top versus bottom, and not much more I think I'll say here.
Yeah, only poor kicking like the Rupp boys will keep Laharm somewhat in this game, but I think, Harrow way too good.
Kalki take on the Rapania. A bit of rivalry here between the two growers, one of wheat and one of barley. And I'll tell you what, I reckon the barley growers might get home.
Yeah, I think Rapania up another grand final rematch from last year, but I think it'll be 3 in a row for the Rupp boys, and they'll be too good again for Kalki.
Another great match between Narrabeen, Kwantong and Edenhope. Absolutely, it might actually be a game that is a finals game, the same two sides, so a bit of bragging rights down at Edenhope after last week. I'm going for the Saints.
Yeah, I think the Saints, and I thought exact same things, Flowman. This could be a preview to an early final, but I reckon the Saints, after pushing Jeparit Rainbow and maybe should have win that game, and then also pushing Harrow, I think the Saints will be too good.
And Natty Muck take on Taylor's Lake. A lowly one, but Natty Muck at the showground should get the points.
Yeah, Natty Muck by heaps, I reckon.
And in your game, the big one, Jeparit Rainbow take on Kaniva-Lior. The 200 games for Ash and Simon Clarkston for the Jeparit Rainbow Lakers and now the Storm. And I think you'll easily account for Kaniva-Lior.
Yeah, so much to play for with those boys having those milestone games. We've got 5 or 6 back into the team. It's a huge day being the Indigenous round, so hopefully we see the very best of Jeparit Rainbow on the weekend, Flowman. But as we touched on, Kaniva's best can really push any team in the comp, and I'm sure with only a couple of rounds to go, they're gonna have one last effort in them, Flowman. So watching the game to be pretty hot early, but I think after half time we might run away with it.
I'll tell you what, the Jeparit Rainbow reserves, they're going to come up against a very, very tough Kaniva-Lior who are fighting to keep their finals position there. I think that Kaniva might come over and beat you in the reserves.
Yeah, it'll be a great game of reserves footy because with the 5 or 6 coming into the senior team, that naturally filters down, Flowman. So I reckon we'll have our strongest reserve side all year, but we'll need it. But yeah, it should be a great game of reserves footy. But with those finals on the line, you'd have to go for Kaniva.
I think Kaniva are in the 7th place. They've got finals on the line. If they won their game with percentage against you, they would give themselves a chance of taking Rupp's place in the 17s. So I think they might be a fraction too good in this 17s.
Yeah, very similar story, Flowman. I think Will Fisher will go back to the 17 this week, so he'll take a lot of confidence. But yeah, it'll take more than him to roll the Kaniva boys and watch for Kaniva to get up in the 17s.
And the 14s too, because they're top of the table. And your blokes, man, I just saw Lenny Weir's face, said it all when I said, how do you reckon you'll get on this weekend? The young fella, he threw the braces on the teeth. I could even, with that, see that the young fella was going, well, not this weekend.
Yeah. I think Lenny might be right there, Flowman. I'd say, great to see the Canivas having some really strong juniors after shifting across to the Horsham District League, and they've obviously got a future there with all these good young kids coming through.
Fantastic stuff, Weary. I'd better let you get back. I know that you're actually doing another set of runs around the farm there with your joggers on, not actually using the tractors today, but you're running just to get that fitness level up right for the big cherry ripe for the big game and not puffing as you were on Tuesday night.
Yeah, walking out a few sore spots, Flowman, but yeah, I can't wait to get back into it this weekend. I've missed the last few weeks of footy, and yeah, it's great to see the boys have won, and I can't wait to be involved again.
Oh, good stuff. Big Peter Weir on the Jeparit Rainbow Storm Report and the Horsham District Footy League. Catch you next week.
No worries. Thanks, Wayne.